2022 was a great year for the amusement industry. Not only did many parks get very high attendance numbers, but there were some notable new coasters, particularly those added to the SeaWorld and Busch Gardens parks. I rode 72 new-to-me coasters in 2022. 10 of those coincided with the ride's specific opening year. So in this video, I want to rank the best new for 2022 coasters that I personally experienced this year. Before starting the list, I need to note that I did not get to California or Texas this year. Therefore, those new rides will not have official spots in this list. However, for some of the higher profile additions, I will theorize where they would have placed in this list. That will apply to a ride relocation I experienced at its old home, or if I experienced a clone of that ride elsewhere. That being said, rides can run differently, so that doesn't beat getting out there and experiencing the attraction for yourself. And if you're looking for reviews of any of the coasters mentioned, I have them for spots 1 through 7 and number 9, plus some of the clones. Starting off this list at number 10 is Shark Party at the track in Myrtle Beach. Look, I had to start somewhere. About a dozen SBF Visa spinners were added in 2022. This is a highly cloned coaster, but it makes sense why. The ride appeals to kids with its small size, and then adults can appreciate the spinning more akin to what you get in a teacup ride. I know these rides are easy to hate on because of their prevalence, but this ride is fine for what it is. Number 9, Fireball at Adventureland. This is the first RES rollerball in North America. At first glance, it looks like a more extreme 4D coaster, but this ride is deliberately toned down for families. The cars are not allowed to flip, so instead, you rock back and forth as you slowly, and I mean slowly, drop from level to level. You are severely slowed down by trims at each point, sapping any possible thrills. So while this ride doesn't appeal to thrill seekers, it did seem to be a hit with kids. Number 8, T-Rex Family Coaster at Jers Summerland. This Mach-powered coaster is part of an all-new dinosaur section. It's a pretty mild ride, even by this model's standards. Don't expect any notable forces here, but you do have some great dinosaur statues along the route, and onboard audio to somewhat elevate it. Number 7, Brava at the Massachusetts Museum of Contemporary Art. This is a unique creation from Skyline Attractions. It requires a lot of planning and persistence to ride, but it does have some redeeming qualities. The first drop is just 1 story tall, but it is surprisingly steep for its size. Then the shuttle action you get towards the end offers a bit of weightlessness and lateral hang time. This makes it a step up from your average junior coaster. The ride is also extremely smooth, and it's part of an entire art exhibit, which is really cool to see. Up next likely would be Cyclone at Indiana Beach. I have ridden countless Galaxy coasters over the years. This is a single car model. While it doesn't run as intense as the multi-car models, the drops still have some zip to them. The helixes are pretty forgettable, but this ride model is always quite smooth and comfortable. Up next is Forza Tossililla. This is the former Crossbow from Bowcraft Playland, and it was relocated to Sweden. This family coaster had extremely open trains and a few mildly forceful turns. It did have a bit of a rattle when it ran in New Jersey though, so hopefully a refurb can fix that up. Up next likely would be Cheddar Chase at Alabama Splash Adventure. This L&T Systems Wild Mouse was relocated from Lake Winnie, where it ran as Wild Lightning. This model doesn't offer the airtime of some of the other mice, but the laterals in the second half are downright insane. Very few rides offer stronger lats. Some found them too much and uncomfortable, but I could enjoy them. Up next likely would be Sidewinder Safari at Six Flags Discovery Kingdom. This is a Zamperla spinning Wild Mouse. These models have sharp drops that can give a pinch of airtime, and a wild second half thanks to the spinning. You can spin extremely fast in these coasters, which can result in a very disorienting experience. Up next likely to be Nopoku Air Coaster at Lost Island Theme Park. This is a relocated Vekoma SLC. I've heard this one doesn't track particularly well, which isn't too surprising given its age, but it was given new trains with the open vest restraints that eliminate headbanging, so I suspect the ride would run like Riddler Revenge at Six Flags New England. The ride will jostle you around, but it won't result in any pain. That means it's possible to enjoy the quick pacing and rapid series of intense inversions. Number 6. Toonbeely at King's Dominion. I said it in my review, but this is the worst SNS free spin. It does look cool with how it was integrated in a Jungle Expedition though. I don't mind that's the shorter model. My big issue is that the Raven turns are braked, and I got less flips than the other installations out there. I know some view that last part as a positive, but I want as many flips as possible on these rides. Up next likely would be John Wick Open Contract at Motion Gate Dubai. This is not only the larger free spin model like the ones at the Six Flags parks, but I have to assume it offers more flips than Toonbeely. These rides revel in the chaos. Up next, I'm placing Giant Splash at Lotte World Adventure Busan. This is a mock power splash. I rode the prototype in Pulsar this past summer and was quite impressed. The launches have some punch for a mock model, especially on the backwards one. Then you have some airtime on the hump and weightlessness on the spikes. Plus you have that giant splash that can get you quite wet on the outside seats. Next I am placing Skyloop at Reata Winter Wonderland. This premier ride Skyrocket 2 is a punchy ride. The launches have some oomph to them. The ascent and descent from the 15-story tall tower offer powerful ejector airtime. Then the super slow barrel roll offers oodles of hang time. And this one is free of comfort collars, so I imagine it rides like Phobia Fear Coaster at Lake Compounce, or the versions in Europe. Up next I'm placing Sick at Flamingo Land. This is an Intamin 10 inversion coaster. It's identical to Altair at Cinecittà World in Italy, which I rode a few years ago. This one has a steeper first drop than the original one in Colossus at Thorpe Park, and it also features lap bar only trains. This makes the 5 Heartline rolls downright crazy. You get some ludicrous hang time there. Then you also juxtapose that with strong positive G's in the vertical loop and snappy corkscrews. Then I'm placing Prairie Screamer at Trader's Village. This is the largest coaster Myler ever built, and it shocked me when I rode a Scandia Screamer in its former home. This ride has some serious power. The airtime gets stronger as the ride progresses, as it offers several instances of abrupt ejector airtime. Then the turns are completely unbanked, so you get some forceful laterals. This ride is now just down the street from Six Flags Over Texas, and it is better than almost every ride at that park. Number 5. Icebreaker at SeaWorld Orlando. This Premier Rides multi-launch coaster was originally pegged as a family coaster, but I always suspected it could have more bite to it. That ended up being correct. While the launches are not too extreme, the ride has some very aggressive airtime. Most hills from Launch 4 onwards give very strong bursts of ejector airtime. Then you also get some more gentle weightlessness on the swing launch sequence for variety. While I'm not a big fan of this ride's cramped trains, the ride is ultimately comfortable with its glass smooth tracking. Next I'm placing Giant Digger at Lotte World Adventure Busan. This is a Blue Fire clone. This mock launch coaster features a solid initial launch and a well-rounded layout. You have 4 good inversions. The final 3 lift you out of your seat, particularly that final barrel roll that is very aggressive. It reminds me of the Mosasaurus roll on Velocicoaster. Then you also have some spots of okay airtime and laterals mixed in as well. And this ride is super comfortable too, especially in those open trains. Number 4. Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind at Epcot. This Disney World park took nearly 4 decades to get its first coaster, but it's certainly got a winner. This is an immersive ride start to finish. After a series of pre-shows, you board a prototype spinning coaster ride system from Vekoma. These ones don't spin freely, rather they rotate at predetermined points to emphasize certain ride or story elements. The ride is pure chaos and fun. I think it is Disney's best paced coaster ever. You have a fun launch at the start, followed by a long layout with some airtime pops and some fairly forceful turns. Then you also have the environment of Space Mountain with some giant video screens to progress the story. Lastly, you have onboard audio that just adds an overwhelming sense of joy to the experience. Number 3. Phoenix at Farup Summerland. When this Vekoma Wildcat coaster was announced, enthusiasts dreamed of Let Coaster 2.0. But Vekoma intentionally dialed this ride's intensity back for this more family-oriented park, and it's certainly a winner for this Danish theme park. The coaster is glass smooth, and it offers a well-paced layout. While this ride doesn't have the bone-crushing positive Gs or wild ejector airtime, it does have over a dozen airtime hills offering floater pops. Then the first drop offers stronger and more sustained airtime if you're in the back. But the highlight for me have to be the 3 inversions. The stall loop offered several seconds of hang time. Then the barrel roll and corkscrew offered incredible whip and laterals as the train hauls through them. Up next likely would be Wonder Woman Flight of Courage at Six Flags Magic Mountain. I have ridden Jersey Devil at Six Flags Great Adventure many times in almost every row. Wonder Woman is that coaster, just 1 foot taller with a modified finale. Now I have heard Wonder Woman runs a bit faster, but I imagine the net ride experience is similar to Jersey Devil in the end. The first half is spectacular in the ends of the train. The first drop is incredible ejector airtime in the back. The dive loop offers great laterals and airtime. The 0G stall and 0G roll have spectacular hang time. Then the other elements have nice ejector airtime too. The second half dials back the intensity, but you still get some fun airtime paired with a few head choppers. While RMC has made better rides, this single rail coaster is still a welcome addition to any park. Number 2, Pantheon at Busch Gardens Williamsburg. This intimate multi-launch coaster is a great attraction. It gets stronger as it goes. You start with a slow but punchy launch into a 0G winder loaded with hang time. You then reach the swing launch sequence. The small bumps give some shocking ejector airtime, and the back spike gives some delightful weightlessness, particularly in the back rows. Then the top hat offers ejector airtime in droves, plus a stunning view. Then you rip through the second half. The giant outward bank gives a nice combo of floater airtime and laterals. The 0G stall is fantastic hang time. Then the rest of the ride's blistering speed, making an exciting start to finish. And coming in at number 1 is Iron Gwazi at Busch Gardens Tampa. This RMC hybrid conversion of the former Gwazi is one of the best coasters in the world. It immediately became the number 1 coaster for many enthusiasts, and it is not hard to see why. This coaster has relentless pacing. It charges through the layout, never slowing down, and almost every element offers powerful ejector airtime. You have some larger and more sustained moments like the beyond vertical first drop, the giant outward bank that follows, and the reverse wave turn underneath the lift hill. Then you also have briefer bursts that are still more than satisfying, thanks to their power. Then you also have 2 inversions for good measure, most notably the death roll, which is a stupidly fast barrel roll down drop with some wicked laterals. And despite all this aggression, Iron Gwazi is inherently smooth and re-rideable. So that is how I rank the 10 new for 2022 coasters I experienced this past year, and also where I suspect some of the others would place. How would you rank the new for 2022 coasters? Is Iron Gwazi your favorite as well? Let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed this countdown, I would appreciate it if you gave this video a like, and you considered subscribing, because there'll be a lot more roller coaster and amusement park videos here at Canopy Coaster. Thanks for watching.